I've said this before and I'll say it again. You would be surprised to know just how many e-commerce stores are out there doing over $1 million a month. And in today's video, I'm going to share with you one that is extremely impressive in an extremely abundant niche that is filled with opportunity. I'll show you some supplier examples too if you want to start a similar business. And then I'll tell you some of the secret sauce behind their $1 million month here, because it's some of the same things that we're applying at my company, Ecommerce, where we're now managing 8-figure Shopify brands. So brands that have done over $10 million, which is pretty insane to say. And now I'm starting to recognize a lot of different patterns in some of these other 8-figure brands that I review for you guys. So without further ado, let's get right into it. The store I'm talking about is called Earth Breeze. And what they sell is clean laundry detergent. So actually a pretty simple premise, right? Laundry detergent is pretty wasteful. And if you think about it, it's something that you have to do every single week, right? Every single week, you have to wash your clothes. I mean, you don't have to, I guess, technically, but chances are most people out there are washing their clothes weekly. Now, the laundry detergent search term is, of course, popping off, right? Because again, like I just mentioned, it's a necessity. It's something that people use on a weekly basis, really no matter what. So this is only going to continue to rise in popularity, especially as more people get online, as more people start shopping online. And that presents a huge issue, right? Because most laundry detergents are actually really bad, whether it be toxic chemicals in them, whether it be the wastefulness of them, like, a lot of them come in plastic jugs, for example. And that's actually the main marketing angle here behind this brand. Now, let's take a look at the traffic distribution quick, because we can see that in January, which is interesting, right? This is after Q4. They reached 1.3 million monthly visitors, and this is how I'm estimating that they did $1 million a month. So a few things to take away right away from this brand. If you want to create an eco-conscious brand, this is probably one of the best examples that you could use in terms of the benefits that they are listing, right? Some of the marketing angles. So for example, an eco-responsible laundry detergent delivered to your home. Good for the people, good for the planet. That's a great slogan right there. They're part of the 1% for the planet thing. That's an initiative where people are donating 1% of their profits to some sort of cause. That's another great thing that you can establish for your brand if you wanted to do something good for the environment and add value to your brand and product just by simply giving people the opportunity to do some good by shopping on your store. It's actually a very clever concept, but this is, again, a one product store. So we do a lot of one product store reviews here because I really like to show you how far you can take just one simple product. So I will say this is probably one of the most genius landing pages I've seen out there, because you can choose fresh scent or fragrance free. And then when you click next, it gives you the bundling opportunities, which is just so genius because this will increase your average order value significantly. And this is a great badge right here. This is actually really good. The shipping badge is also great, 3 to 5 days, super fast, right? And then they just basically have a simple layout that is quite similar to the Shopify brand starter kit template that we sell at Ecommerce Lab, which you can find in the description, by the way. It's 60% off, $20, and it comes with a ton of valuable resources. I believe this is the most valuable e-commerce education product out there, especially at that price point. But let me show you on Alibaba.com, for example, which is actually the best place to find and source products or product ideas for you to sell, because as you see here, there is actually a lot of laundry strip detergents that are eco-friendly that you may not know about. So this one, for example, Mr. Strong, you can order 1,000 boxes for around $2, and I'm sure you could brand this in your own way. So this is actually a really genius business idea in my opinion, and I'm almost tempted to start one myself, but I'm a little too busy right now with my agency, the Ecommerce Lab community, and our internal brand. So that's a big reason why I'm able to share some of these brands with you and not feel FOMO to start my own brand. But I truly believe this is a great idea, especially considering all the potential options that are out there for suppliers, and especially considering the rising demand in laundry detergents. And again, it's kind of one of those things that at some point we will have to opt in for cleaner options when it comes to the products that we use daily, or at the very least, I believe that people will opt in for that in the long term. But here's the last secret sauce I wanted to mention for you guys, the real reason why this brand is popping off to this extent. And I've never seen something like this. So basically, they're running about 1,800 different results for ad creatives that they're testing. 1,800 different ad creatives. That is the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen in my life. And not ridiculous in the sense that it's stupid, ridiculous in the sense that it's stupid smart, right? Like, this is genius, because one thing that is really often overlooked, especially by a lot of beginners when it comes to e-commerce and business building in general, right? Because we do want to cover a broader niche here. I don't want to just get stuck in the e-commerce niche. I want to talk about business in general. And one thing that businesses often overlook is just how many creatives they're testing, right? Like how many different hooks they're testing, how many different captions, different marketing angles. And this is how you're going to be able to find, a 10 ROAS campaign, right? Or a 10 ROAS ad creative is by testing. So testing is truly the name of the game. It's one of those things that it sounds cliche, but this is one of the best examples I can give you of a brand that is testing ruthlessly. It's actually insane. So just keep this in mind whenever you think that you're testing enough things, because you're probably not. You're probably not testing enough things, especially when we look at something like this. This is just crazy. But this is what it takes to make it to $1 million a month, right? This is what it takes to become a top e-commerce brand, especially if your main sales channel is Meta, which personally, I love Meta. I think Meta is the best advertising platform out there, so I have no problem with that. And it's really interesting to see the behind the scenes of some of these brands and what they're doing. So that's basically it for this video. Hopefully you learned something. Hopefully it was of value to you. If it was, make sure you subscribe to the channel. If it wasn't, still subscribe to the channel. And that's about it. See you next time. Peace.